Hello my love friend. Welcome to Blow Up, where Reddit's spiciest AITA stories combust. Today we've got 6 clashes, wedding woes, family feuds, and hosting havoc. Ready for the chaos? Smash that like button, subscribe, and let's dive into the Reddit firestorm. My friend is getting married next weekend and is having a child-free wedding, which I completely respect and have no issue with. I'm a single mom to a medically complex 9-month-old who has a tracheostomy. His care is very specific and intensive, so it's not just a case of finding a babysitter on short notice. He needs someone trained to handle emergencies, suctioning, and feeding. I RSVP'd no to the wedding from the start because I don't have anyone in my city I can leave him with. My mom, who sometimes helps, lives in a different city. I also don't have a big support system. After I said no, she asked me to be a bridesmaid because some of her other bridesmaids had dropped out, which felt a little odd given that I'd already explained I wouldn't be able to attend. I politely declined again. Then she asked if I could bring someone with me to watch my son in a hotel room while I attend the wedding. I told her I can't afford to pay someone for an overnight stay plus medical care, assuming I could even find someone qualified. Her latest suggestion was that I leave my son with the woman who'll be watching her son in another room during the wedding. Then she said I could alternate and go to the room myself to check on him, basically meaning I'd spend the evening bouncing between a wedding I'm not truly at and caring for my medically fragile baby. At this point, I've just told her, again, that I'm really sorry but I can't come. She's now very upset and says I'm making excuses and that she's trying to help and she really wants me to be at the wedding because I'm like an older sister to her. I feel like I've been kind and honest from the beginning, but now I'm wondering, AITA for still saying no? Bride's pushing, OP's parenting. I bet she's still planning while OP's rocking mom life. Someone get her a veil and OP a super mom cape. Wedding drama dodged. That's a bridal bind. AITA verdict. Is OP the asshole for skipping the wedding, or was the bride too pushy? Would you say no or try to go? How do you handle friend pressure? Drop your take below. And if you've faced wedding woes, spill it. I'm craving more blow-up-worthy clashes. Wedding skipped, OP's solid. Blow-up crew, you're eating this up. Our next Reddit tales of family face-off. OP demanded their birth certificate from stepmom. Tears ensued. This one's got papers, emotions, and airport awkwardness. If you're hooked on these AITA fireworks, smash that like button, subscribe, and let's keep the Reddit chaos rolling. After a couple of weeks of staying with some of my family, my stepmom and siblings, I asked my stepmom to give me my birth certificate. I wanted to keep my documents with me back home in case of emergency. As she opened the folder where she keeps my papers, I noticed there was about 4 copies of it, my high school diploma, some vaccines records, and other personal papers. She was handling the folder and going through them, and if I asked for one she would think a little and then hand it to me. Or ask, "Oh, you need this?" and hand it then. I managed to get a little courage. She has always intimidated me. The years I lived with her and my dad and siblings, I always felt and was made to feel like the odd one out. During the good times they did welcome me somewhat, on bad times I'd feel unwanted and like a visiting, unwanted nuisance. So after I get this courage, I asked her calmly to give me everything. All my papers. She wanted to keep 1 copy. I said I'd take them all. I also noticed by then she was keeping 2 copies of my naturalization paper, citizenship paper, to the side and out of the folder. It felt like she wanted to keep those too. I took them as well. End edit. She got really emotional and, in our language, she said the equivalent of I'm being stingy or I'm skimping on her. I stayed calm and explained I just want to keep my papers and that I and my husband agreed to bring back home our documents and put them together. She raised her voice, sounded very upset and like she was about to cry. My hands were shaking cause she low-key scares me, but I stayed calm and I said I hear her but I'm still taking them. She's more upset, so my sister, her kid, intervened. My stepmom said I must think she wants to do something bad with it. I said no. My sister explained that it's mine and asked why she needs my birth certificate, and she said she could need it for in case she divorces my dad for whatever paperwork there might be. If my dad dies and the house they live in needs to be split between the kids, as far as I know, I was never part of this equation. I never lived in this house. I'm pretty sure that's their house and my dad doesn't even live here anymore because they had a huge fight. Part of me kept pushing, though firmly and calmly, because I don't want anyone to have my documents and because I felt that I should push myself to stand up to her for what I think is mine. In the end she said something like, "Fine, take it all. I don't want anything. But if we need something for paperwork we won't have it." Anyway, she's very upset, I'm scared, and she's my ride to the airport tomorrow. I asked my stepmom to give me all copies of my birth certificate and she is upset because I won't let her keep 1 copy. Typos, more detail. After a few sleepless hours, I still took her ride to the airport. I didn't want her to feel even more insulted. During the ride she apologized for having gotten too excited but said I hurt her feelings because it shows I don't trust her. As someone suggested, I told her it's not personal, I would have asked the papers out of anyone. I told her I wouldn't stay over at the house of someone I don't trust. I thanked her for having taken care of my documents thus far. She said that she understands since she's not my mom she can't make me do things, but that if I was her kid she would. She said she loves me almost like a daughter. This is news to me. We talk like once a month and mostly initiated by me. I believe at best she just felt moved at that instant, and that she was just trying to take care of the family. She tried to make me feel guilty by saying, I understand you don't get it because you didn't grow up with a united family like my kids, or, it's clear that you don't trust me because if you did, you wouldn't take your papers. I admit she succeeded in making me feel bad, but I am also aware that this is emotional manipulation, conscious or unconscious. And I stood by my decision. All in all, I feel proud of myself for standing up for myself, especially with someone who is very good at making you feel guilty and uses words to make herself seem the right one in the situation. I feel like I could give myself my own new scout badge. Stepmom's crying, OP's got her papers. I bet she's still sulking while OP's soaring. Someone get her a tissue and OP a document defender badge. Family Feud 1. That's a paper power move. AITA verdict. Is OP the asshole for taking all copies, or was stepmom too clingy? Would you demand them too or share? How do you handle family control freaks? Drop your take below. And if you fought for your stuff, spill it. I'm dying for more blow-up-worthy wins. Papers secured, OP's thriving. Blow-up squad, you're killing it. Our next Reddit tales a hosting hustle. A sister tried to steal OP's holiday tradition. Shut down fast. This one's got Easter, rivalry and Midwest goodbyes. If you're loving these AITA blowouts, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep the Reddit wildfire raging. I-45F. Hosted my family's Easter dinner at my house last Friday evening. We don't do it on Sunday because we all go to church together and some of my family works after. Usually, most of my mom's side comes and there's a lot of us, lots of aunts, cousins, grandkids, you name it. I have quite a big house with a big backyard. I have 2 kids and there's a playroom in my basement. When I got the house about 10 years ago, most of my family said that I should host because my house was perfect for it. I took it as a compliment and started hosting most family events for the past 10-ish years. I love to host and I love getting all of my family together, it's kinda my thing. My sister, 42F, and I have always had a competitive relationship, but still a very loving one. She always wanted to up me in grades or in sports when we were younger. Then in our 20s she always wanted to be the first in major accomplishments like marriage or kids. When I started hosting, she would make sarcastic digs on my hosting skills like food or conversations. She even told me she thought she would be a better host in a private conversation. I still very much love my sister, but sometimes I think she envies me with how she treats me. As Easter was wrapping up and everyone was saying their long goodbyes, Midwest goodbyes LOL, my sister decided to make a little announcement right before she walked out the door. Something along the lines of, before I leave, I wanted to say I'm going to host 4th of July this year. I was quite surprised because she had not told me this and she knows quite well that I have been hosting every holiday. Most of the family didn't really know what to say because it was just out of the blue. Now this is where I might be the asshole. I quickly said, oh sorry, sister's name, but I was already planning on hosting since I've been doing that for the past decade. I wasn't trying to come off as overly mean, but I also didn't want to get walked on and just give up to my sister's action. She quickly shot back about how she wants to take some pressure off my back, and how I don't need to do everything all the time. The way she said it felt mean and snarky. So I told her that I didn't feel pressure since I'm used to it, and then if she wants to host, she should let me know ahead of time instead of 2 months beforehand. We both were being a little bit snarky and passive-aggressive. After my comment, she said, okay well maybe Thanksgiving, and left. I plan on texting my sister about it soon, but I have not talked to her since. I felt bad because I had done it in front of my family, and I got a couple texts afterwards asking if I was okay and that she shouldn't try to break tradition. Whilst my parents, specifically, and some other family members told me I was being an a-hole for not just letting her do something for once. Okay. I was not expecting so much interaction with this post. I plan on talking to my sister tonight, apologize and ask her to take over 4th of July and Thanksgiving if she wants. I'm going to talk to her about the past and our rivalry and how we both feel to get any grudges out of the way. Some people were telling me I am selfish, and I understand and I am knocking myself down a peg. I understand 2-ish months is beforehand and maybe I am just a get this done ASAP person, but I understand how I am wrong. I also do not host everything. It is just expected that I do, and I am now going to ask if we switch it up because now I am afraid my family might think I'm trying to keep a center of attention. I am seeing myself in a new light, and I apologize that I didn't see it earlier. Thank you to the commenters who were kindly showing me my mistakes, and I kindly remind you I am human, and I am making mistakes with the effort to fix them. An update is available on my page. I talked to my sister and cleared up more things. Thank you. Sister's hosting dreams, squashed. I bet she's still plotting while OP's party reigns. Someone get her a grill and OP a holiday hostess crown. Tradition tussle tamed. That's a hosting showdown. AITA verdict. Is OP the asshole for shutting sister down, or was the announcement sneaky? Would you defend your turf or share? How do you handle family rivalry? Drop your take below. And if you fought over traditions, spill it. I'm hungry for more blow-up-worthy battles. Hosting crowns safe, OP's winning. Blow-up crew your legends. Our next Reddit story's a friendship fumble. A friend expected weight loss praise, OP stayed silent. This one's got diets, parties, and awkward vibes. If you're loving these AITA showdowns, hit subscribe and let's keep the Reddit drama soaring. I, 41F, have been friends with Kelly, 40F, since we were in middle school. She has been overweight for most of her life. Her highest was around 350 pounds. For context, I've been mostly around the 150 to 180 pounds range since high school. Kelly has tried over the years all the diet trends you can think of and nothing really has worked. She will get going pretty well and then stop and gain the weight back. I would always compliment and encourage her while she was losing, but she mentioned this makes her feel self-conscious and gets discouraged to keep going, since she feels like she is being treated differently. A little over a year ago she really went all in. No fads or quick fixes. Just changed her eating habits, committed to a walking plan and strength training and other stuff. I'm not sure how much she has lost, but it has to be at least 100 pounds. So proud of her. While at a party thrown at my house, one of the guests who had not seen Kelly in a while complimented her for working hard and losing weight. Kelly responded, "At least someone is happy for me. My so-called friend has not said anything about it and does not seem to care." I was taken back and reminded her what she told me about praise. She said I was just being a jerk and felt jealous about her meeting her goals and should have still gave at least some encouragement. So now I am confused and wondering if I should have found a way to cheer her on. Kelly's shade party foul. I bet she's still fishing for compliments while OP's stunned. Someone get her a mirror and OP a friendship fencer medal, weighty drama ducked. That's a friendship fumble. AITA verdict. Is OP the asshole for not praising, or was Kelly's call-out unfair? Would you cheer her or stay quiet? How do you handle sensitive friends? Drop your take below. And if you've faced friend shade, share it. I'm starving for more blow-up-worthy spats. Praise past, OP's clear. Blow-up squad, you're rocking it. Our next Reddit tales a family fracture. In-laws iced OP but kept her car gift, shady. This one's got gifts, grudges, and cat jokes gone wrong. If you're loving these AITA clashes, hit that like button and let's keep the Reddit fireworks popping. I, 35F, have been with my partner, Jamie, 33M, for over 6 years and we're getting married this fall. For most of our relationship, I've had a close bond with his brother, Matt, 37M, and Matt's wife, Claire, 39F. We've shared holidays, dinners, hangouts, and I've always done what I could to support them, especially during hard times. I am the primary source of income. About 2 months ago, I bought a new car and offered them my old car, $6,500. It was still in good working condition and they accepted it, so I fully transferred it over to them. It was a genuine gift from a place of love and support, and I was happy to help because they relied 100% on public transportation. Over the past years, I also gave small things like household items, groceries, things for their kid, all meant kindly, never with any expectations. But now things have shifted. Claire recently initiated a conversation where she said the gifts and emotional support I offered had felt too much, overwhelming, etc., and even went as far as saying she felt I was using them to fulfill my own emotional needs. She said she no longer feels comfortable around me and wants to limit contact. I don't text them unless they text first, and slow down. This completely blindsided me. I was never given any indication before that she felt this way. One example Claire brought up really confused me. They have a shy cat, Shadow, who hides whenever we visit. We've never seen her in person and it became a running joke between me and Jamie that she might not actually exist. A reference to the Christmas commercial, "He does exist." Claire said she found that joke offensive, like we were mocking a traumatized animal. That felt like a major overreaction to something lighthearted and affectionate. Now here's the part that's really been weighing on me. Claire and Matt have made it clear they don't want any more gifts or support and that our relationship needs distance. Gifts for their kid are okay. And they're still happy to keep the car I gave them. Something that came from a time when our relationship was close, warm, and mutual. To be clear, I haven't asked for the car back. But I've been thinking about sending a message, not demanding anything but pointing out the emotional disconnect. That they've rejected ongoing support, suggested past support was not genuine yet have no issue keeping such a significant gift, the car. I want to ask them to reflect on what that means. Jamie is supportive of whatever decision I make, but he's worried this might further rupture things with his family. His mom also relies on Matt and Claire for transportation to our wedding, and he's concerned that asking for the car back, or even just bringing it up, might make that more complicated. So, WIBTA for wanting to ask them to reflect on this? Or even possibly asking for the car back. In-laws iced OP kept the car shady? I bet they're still cruising while OP's fuming. Someone get them a bus pass and OP a gift giver key. Family feud floored. That's a gift-giving grudge. WIBTA verdict. Would OP be the asshole for asking about the car, or is keeping it hypocritical? Would you demand it back or let it go? How do you handle ungrateful gifties? Drop your take below. And if you've faced gift drama, share it. I'm ready for more blow-up worthy clashes. Cars kept, OPs burned. Blow-up crew, you're the best. Our final Reddit stories: a family firestorm. A teen snapped at their sister over dad drama. Tears flowed. This one's got custody, resentment, and Disney trips. If you're loving these AITA battles, hit that like button and let's wrap this with a spicy showdown. Last up, Reddit delivers a sibling sting. A teen lashed out at their sister over dad time. Ouch. Here's the story, raw for blow-up. Brace for some family fury. So me, 16F, and my sister, 14F, let's call her Rosie, have different dads. Our mom and my dad split up a while ago and my mom got with her dad when I was 2 because she was pregnant with Rosie. My dad was devastated and tried to annul. My mom got full custody of me and I always resented Rosie and my stepdad for that. My stepdad was never a bad father, always spoiling Rosie and wanting to spend time with her, which led to her becoming very bratty. My dad only just came back into my life a couple of months ago as the court ruled for visits every week. My dad would always try and do something special just for us two, but Rosie would always join. My dad was stunned and asked my mother privately and politely if she could stop her, but my mom refused and my dad was much too polite to ask Rosie to leave directly, and I got really angry every time she ruined our special visits that I asked my dad to stop coming. He was heartbroken, but I couldn't take her ruining our trips and I was mad at my dad for not stopping her. When Rosie asked when my dad was coming to take us out again, I snapped and told her that my dad isn't her dad and that she's got her own. She ran out crying and my mom said that she was only trying to bond with me. So my dad never chose not to stop seeing me. He was deemed not fit by a court because of what he tried to do to himself when my mom cheated on him. He had undiagnosed severe depression and he's been going through therapy and a series of medication, and when he felt like he was stable he got a good lawyer and they were able to go for visitation. My stepdad isn't abusive or even rude to me at all, but he's not like a dad and I don't treat him like one, and he lets Rosie do what he wants. This isn't the first time I've told Rosie to stop coming with us. I've told her about 5 other separate times politely. She only wants to come because my dad takes me to places like Disneyland or nice restaurants, and she said, "It isn't fair." My mom tells me to suck it up and stop acting like a child, and I told her to control her child, and she told me to bond with my sister. To me, Rosie isn't my sister, she's my mom's spoiled bratty affair child who won't get anywhere in life. I don't bond with my family at all. My family don't celebrate my birthdays or take me out places. All I had was my dad. I told him why I wanted to stop the visit and Rosie knows why. Trying to think of a solution. Rosie's crashing, OP's snapping. I bet she's still crying while OP's fuming. Someone get her a map and OP a dad defender badge. Family firestorm flared. Blow up fam, that's a sibling smackdown. AITA verdict. Is OP the asshole for snapping at Rosie, or was her crashing unfair? Would you lash out or talk? How do you handle family intruders? Drop your take below. And if you've faced sibling drama, share it. I'm starving for more blow-up worthy chaos. First off, I wanted to give a big thank you to all the people who reached out with kindness back in October. I was struggling a lot with whether I'd done the right thing, and getting such an overwhelming consensus definitely helped me feel better. There wasn't actually that much fallout from the whole situation, and I kind of forgot about it for a few months. My mom was a little awkward the next few times we saw each other, but that was all back to normal by Christmas. It didn't destroy our relationship, and I realized that a lot of my fears were just anxiety and overthinking clouding my mind. My brother made a few snide remarks, but I didn't get or give an apology, and I figured that was that. However, last weekend my mom picked me up from work and took me to her place, saying she had a surprise and I should shower and do my hair fancy. She had all the nicest skincare and hair stuff laid out, which means a lot because she's never been into that stuff, and when I was done she surprised me with the most gorgeous snow white dress I've ever seen. It is genuinely stunning quality and I couldn't believe it was actually for me. She was all dressed up as the Wicked Queen too, with the cowl and everything, and she took me to see the new Snow White movie together. When I tell you I almost cried, I'm not exaggerating. It was one of the best days I've ever had with her, and I felt like a legit princess. When little girls came up and asked for pictures, I swear I've never enjoyed anything that much. I might actually try and get a job as a party princess if I can swing it, just because of how great this experience was. After the movie, which by the way is better than most people are saying, I hated the new love interest but Rachel killed it. She apologized for not taking my feelings into consideration when I was younger, and explained that she has always wanted me to feel like I could be anyone I wanted to be, and didn't have to conform, but what she did ended up being a form of formed confirmation itself, and if I want to be a princess she's going to do her best to help me feel like the best princess in the world. She did explain that the hot dog costume wasn't meant to be a punishment. She honestly thought I'd think it was funny, but that she should never have gone that far without making sure I liked it, and she didn't actually ever intend to take Snow White away. I believe this. She seems truly apologetic, and I told her that she is 200% forgiven. So, things are good. I'm glad I spoke up when I did, and I think my mom and I are going to be closer now, honestly. She's a good person and I'm really grateful to have a mother like her. There we are waiting on the long-ass line for an amusement park ride, and there is this woman sneakily cutting in. First I thought she was with her family and she was just gone briefly to fetch some water or something while the rest of her party was in the line, but it also didn't look like it. She was seemingly glued to her phone and pushing others every now and then to get to front a few kids at a time, a lot of kids on the line, and she didn't look like she was looking for someone she knows in the line. While she was trying to pass by me, I told her, "Miss, the line starts over there." She pretended to not hear me and kept moving and cut in front of me, and then I tapped her on the shoulder and said the same thing again quietly. She stared at me and just stood there. Stopped trying to get to the front but also did nothing to move to the back. So I tapped her on the shoulder once again and said the same thing, this time loud enough to get others to hear. She huffed and puffed and started moving back. While she was at it, she accidentally elbowed me. Now, I am a taller woman and her elbow hit my hip, which hurt, which in turn got me angry at the audacity. I stared at her, expecting an apology. She said nothing for good 10 seconds while I kept staring at her, and she finally said a barely audible "Shrey." After that, she kept standing directly behind me. That's not where she is supposed to stand. She is supposed to stand all the way back behind the group of kids behind me. There are about 30 kids there who I wouldn't expect to stand up for themselves. So I stare at her and tell her, "To the back behind the kids." She hated that, but at this point I was loud enough to be socially intimidating. This is a culture of saving face, and probably also physically intimidating as she is half my size, so she moved behind the kids. I got on the ride with most of the kids while she was waiting at the back with a few of the remaining kids and whoever queued up behind her. My hip hurts a bit to touch. Not a lot, but I bruise easily and I'm just mad at this persistent shitty attitude at this point. The ride ends where it starts. When we are done, rest of them are getting on. Where the upcoming riders are expected to store their possessions is also the side that we ourselves stored our possessions, so she comes over to our side to put her things exactly where we are at to pick up our things. It is crowded and unorderly due to excitement and general chaotic behavior of the kids. That's where the pettiness got the best of me, and I took advantage of the crowd to take a step and trip her inconspicuously. She tripped and hit her face on one of the open lid of the metal lockers, and bounced off that to fall to the ground. Kids stepped on her hands. I walked out beside her while she was down. Was fun. Wow, blow up fam, those AITA clashes were pure dynamite. Which drama had you shook? Tell me below. I'm reading every comment. Smash that like button and subscribe for more Reddit chaos. Thanks for vibing with me. Next time we've got wilder tales. You won't want to miss it. Catch you then.